Monaco Grand Prix for race 10 of season 1. We have just 3 races left, including this one, and today we could see the Constructors' Championship wrapped up, and that would be Mercedes who would take it. Their driver, Leon or James, has already taken the Drivers' Championship, and he did that in Italy. So go back and check the highlights of that one if you missed it, because that was a good race. And I'd say our closest battle at the front we've seen so far this season, since James's domination.
We have some comments in the Twitch chat.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see up the bottom 3. I know they're not going to get out of it, but let's hope they can score some points.
This time.
Yeah.
And
just to say, if I went, just ignore it. Just leave it like a chat ban or something.
Yeah, I can't really because I'm not.
Giving them airtime will give them a reason to do it. As pit lane is quiet here in Monaco.
Yep, here we are. Now let's just put the track map on full, lap data on. We don't need telemetry.
I do it so that you can see it better. Fitted tyres. As we have our first comment on.
Yep.
I love the PlayStation system. It says I had a comment before I had a viewer.
No, damages are reduced for the sin.
As the pit lane is still quiet.
Hopefully we have little carnage as possible, but it will be funny if there is.
That is true. Very true.
Is anyone actually going to come out or not?
I can hear an engine.
Can you?
I think.
I can't.
No, that's just my PS4. I think I can't.
I know. I can hear engines. I hear engines. Finally. Who's that coming out?
I think it's in the middle. Oh, it's at the end. It's Toro Rosso, and it is Renault.
The
first couple as the other Toro Rosso seems to be exiting, as here comes the rush of cars.
Oh, and both of the Toro Rossos at the same time came out. Oh no, they didn't.
So
it's a dry race.
Once again to Elite Drivers Racing League, and to Reese, who is looking for. Reese definitely has an optimistic view of the race. He's looking forward to some carnage. So that's going to be fun. It's Monaco, so there's going to be carnage. There's nothing you can do about it. And I'm just hoping that we get it as clean as possible. I'm not expecting for everyone to survive. I'm just hoping that there's no deliberate dirty moves. I just want to see these drivers racing hard. I don't want to see anyone going too far over the limit, but saying sort of within the boundaries I'm happy with. And yes, we are. Thank you, Elite Drivers Wrestling League. I am well. How are you, Owen?
I'm alright so far.
Good. That may change by the end of this session, though.
Yes.
That's.
Maybe.
But to be fair, it may change after we have to look at the penalties.
It's going to be a long night if there's a load of deliberate crashes.
Ooh. Is anyone actually going to survive? Anyone going to actually keep their front wing through qualifying? As one of the later cars out on track there is Thomas, as that is a Williams who has stopped, and that is the Williams of Reese. No damage, looks like he's just letting some cars through, and he has let another car through down at Mirabeau, as Kimi disqualified from this session, blocking the pit lane. I mean, I'm guessing he's slowed. If that car didn't go, so that could cause some mayhem, which I feel is what is going to happen in the race today. Yeah, that's our first incident of the day, and it is Ginger Thomas to go out. Yep.
Now I'm just waiting for the Twitch chat of Thomas to come in.
And it looks like the stream is working again now, guys, on YouTube. So sorry about the issues there. It looks like everything's working. Please comment on YouTube if you can see everything's working again now, just so I know everything's good. As we now have 5 viewers and 5 comments.
So apparently we have a from Ginger Thomas here. He got blocked by C1 apparently, and he hit him.
Ooh. As yellow flags.
Oh, what's that? I think there may be. Oh no, that's just a
Oh, I'm going to stay on with Ivan here, because it's C1 is the next car up the road. We'll C1 block. He's in AI. He's blocked him. He has. C1 has just blocked Ivan. Okay, good to hear, Reese, that the stream is working again. C1 appears to be in AI mode, which is something we'll have to look into getting into some penalties for, because that in AI mode will go so much slower, which would cause other drivers to get blocked, because the AI doesn't understand sort of blocking cars. And that's predicting Elite Drivers Racing League predicting carnage into turn 1. 4 cars crash out on lap 1, and that the stream is all good. So that's good to see. So anyone in the chats, both Twitch and YouTube, please tell us your top 3 for qualifying. Because...
And that's Johnny with a 110.1.
But I know for a fact that I think the quick guys in this session will be able to get into the 109s at least. And as we had in the... Yes, thank you. I'm assuming you're talking about C1. Elite Drivers Racing League for blocking. It was all Dammers blocking Smilet's Kyle, who has changed his name from Kyle. As Josh has retired from the session, that is in the pit lane, it looks like. So that is that is C1, and C1's, what is going on with his AI? C1's AI is just going around at 61 miles per hour on the racing line for the entire track. That is incredibly dangerous. This is a glitch in the game, and C1 is now retired from the session, which is good, because this is stupid from C1. And I honestly, if he had anything to do with why this has happened, if he, I don't know, if he's caused this to happen, then I would say maybe looking at a qualifying ban, maybe even a race ban, because he's blocked so many cars. He could have caused so many crashes. He got lucky that he didn't. Well, actually, no, he caused Thomas to crash. That's one car he caused to crash, and he ruined so many people's lives.
And that's Miguel with a 111.5. And up in the top 5 there. So yeah, Brani on his outlap.
Yes, I agree with you completely there, Elite Drivers Racing League, that C1 deserves a 5-second time penalty, even though it was in AI mode. And we'll have to look into why that happened. If he's, I don't know, looking at his phone and he's pressed options, and that's what's caused that to happen, then we're looking at, I would say, possibly a quali ban, maybe even more. Because that is dangerous, incredibly dangerous.
Yeah,
and yeah, Elite Drivers Racing League agrees. However, if it's something like they had to, well, I can't think of an exact scenario, but if it is something where they had to leave it and they couldn't just immediately retire, although I doubt that, because as we have an issue down at the chicane, that is a Haas around, and that is the Haas off Smilet's Kyle. That must have been contact with someone there. That, I believe it was with the Toro Rosso off Forever Sin he has had contact with. And as he just blocked Branny's lap now as well. And it's Monaco. There's going to be carnage, so we'll probably be slightly more lenient with penalties for blocking in this one. Yeah. Back to that is that a Ferrari? That's an Alfa Romeo of Bunnies, who has done a Nico Rosberg and gone straight on at Mirabeau. Yeah. Back to C1. If he had no choice, or it was a glitch in the game where he had to go into AI mode, then I doubt he'll be given much of a penalty. As Fairs tops the session, still no one in the 109s.
We need someone who is spectating. Could somebody possibly invite Colpo?
I'm unable to.
Because apparently he's got kicked out and he can't race now. Because I think because I've had this where if
he's in the lobby.
Yeah, he's in the lobby.
Thing at the top right.
Yeah.
Hover over your car and press option. Go into the spectator menu, select your car, and then you can press take control. Reese currently in 9th place on the grid. What a qualifying from Reese so far. I mean, he's 3.3 seconds off pole, which I guess shows how carnage this session's been so far.
Kimmy's left for some reason.
Who is that?
Kimmy, he's left the session.
That happened last time. He has been disqualified. As C1 has left the session. C1 had already retired though, but the race is coming up, so I don't know what's going on there. Hopefully those that have had issues will come to the streams to let us know what's going on. So if anyone who has retired comes to the streams, please tell us what happened to you. Why are you out of the qualifying session? As Godzilla getting close to the pit lane exit line there.
So yeah, here it's not looking promising for the Mercedes here. They need 15 points clear to keep the constructors, but with this Racing Point 3-4, they're looking promising to try nearly maybe overtake them.
I would have to. Oh, and that is a Toro Rosso of Forever Sin straight on at the hairpin. The hairpin. And what has he done there? I would have to guess he's tried to avoid a car and just gone to the right hand side, or maybe he's had to avoid a car himself. He's got no wing damage, which suggests he was going in at slow speed into that tyre barrier. As that is an Alfa Romeo of Bunnies coming out the pit lane now to start a flying lap. All these drivers really pushing that the yellow line actually here, because it is the Monaco pit exit, and they have to be different. I assume there's a reason, as that is the Haas of Kyle going straight on there, probably just trying to keep out the way of people.
Oh no, Forever Sin's got low fuel.
And that's very dangerous around this track.
He's gonna wait for this. Reese, I think he's gonna wait for this Williams, which I think is Reese to come past.
As long as he's offline, he should be
Mercedes.
Safe. But now he's come to a stop, it's going to be hard to get that thing going again. Yeah, Elite Drivers Racing League, it is possible that he has gone late on the brakes and locked up. But I would imagine if that had happened, he would have hit the barrier at enough speed to damage his wing. Whereas it looks, because with the locking of the brakes, you wouldn't have any chance of steering at all. As that's Forever Sin, parked in a dangerous location. He couldn't, that's up for these cars. I mean, as possible. As the disqualified car is now blocking the track, and luckily it's ghosting. So, as James, 109.8 to top qualifying at the moment. We probably have time for one more run after this.
Yep.
As that is Ferguson waiting there. So, now we've got, now we're waiting for the final runs to begin. Who is your prediction for the top 3 slots in qualifying, Owen?
I think James is going to keep that first position. It's 3/10 ahead of Fez there. I think people are going to get into the 109s, but they're going to be very high. So I think, yeah, James is going to keep that number 1. But 2 and 3 is the question here. Because it's anyone's game, really, because it's so tight. That 2, 3, 4, what is there? There's not even a 10th in that.
And
it's going to be very close.
We have our usual top 3 from the last few races, which has been James, Fez and Jarno, but missing the crucial 4th member of that top drivers, which of course has been Colpo, who has had issues with connection. And some of these drivers are being quite careless. I can understand as Colpo's left, some of these drivers are being quite careless and not giving enough room. But it's Monaco, and you need to be more careful around here, and these drivers clearly aren't acknowledging that. As Reese still in the top 10, but I think he may have to improve on that lap time to stay there. So, as some of these drivers, who is the 4th place car of Manu, as Colpo's back in. Colpo should be able to take his control of his car. So I don't understand. Let me see if I can do it. I won't actually be able to take control of it, but I can get to the place where it has the option to do it. There it is. There, I would just go down to where it says take control, and that would be it. As we have another comment. As Elite Drivers Racing League, their predictions are P1 James, P2 Reese, P3 Jarno.
That's very interesting.
I think we're going to see a late lap by I don't know who. I reckon someone's going to go for a late lap.
Oh, Manu's got the number 2 spot. See, this is what I mean. The high 09s. The high 09s.
As Manu is now retired on the racetrack. Yep. Which I know for a fact in Elite Drivers Racing League, they do not allow that. And I think we'll have to look into it, especially around circuits like this. So I completely see why they don't allow this, but we haven't actually specifically said this regulation, which is on us, because it hasn't been an issue before. But I can see why it is now an issue with the car blocking the track. So I think we'll definitely look into... so anyone that is watching, anyone that is any drivers that are currently watching the stream, do not retire on track. There will be no penalties for it in this time, in this race, and this qualifying session, because we haven't made it clear. I mean, how is that lap not invalidated? Are you sure this is on strict corner cutting? Because Ivan completely cut that chicane. Like, he went where he was. That's more than cutting. Like, he was on the opposite side of the curb, and did not get his lap invalidated. Yeah,
we've got some comments here.
Okay, you go.
We have Thomas here saying tough call, but I'm thinking we ban C1 from this race. I think that's a bit harsh.
Well, I think leave it for now and find out why he left.
AI, but
we need to find out why. Then we can make a decision.
And then Thomas says, ban using AI in your in-lap.
Yeah, I think if Owen and the rest of the Torpedo management people agree, I think they do need to ban, especially retiring when you're out on track. As that is Dammer straight on at turn 1. He's got a bit of clear track now to reverse, although he appears to be, I really don't know. He's trying to spin himself around, even though the track is clear, as the next car is going to be coming out, and that is Reese. Let's see if Dammers has got out of the way by the time Reese gets there. Because if he doesn't, as it looks like he is going to be not quite out of the way, and he has waited. Very good there by Dammers to stay out of the way. I'm going to watch the flying lap.
Oh, and Fairs has hit the inside wall and he's gone straight to the barrier. I saw that on board.
I saw it from the off board, and it was at the other end of the. It was from the back corner.
Here we go. On to James. He's got an even faster sector too. Will he get a faster lap than his one now? There we go.
Anthony Nodes. And I completely agree, Elite Drives.
And he's done a 1:09.6.
I mean, no
he
one's going to touch that.
He hasn't done it a lot, but.
Let's see. Who's the next one to complete a lap? It's Jarno. Coming out of the tunnel. But yeah, Elite Drivers Racing League, we will look into instating those rules, which is no AI mode at all, apart from on formation lap, and I agree. Because you shouldn't have to do it.
Yeah. Jarno come across the line about.
Can Jarno do it? Yes, he can!
Oh, he's got
to the pole!
To the pole!
By about 2.5 tenths of a second. What a lap there from Jarno. What a lap. That has got to be one of the standout laps of the season. That I really didn't expect that. I thought he might be able to go up to second, but I didn't think anyone was going to get James.
No.
As it's just now the next car to be on a flying lap. He's got Smilett's car right behind him. Will Kyle is Kyle in the dirty air here? It looks like he could well be. So be very careful. As it's just, did he just invalidate his lap? No, he's just letting Kyle through. I assume it's just was down in his lap and knew he wouldn't improve.
Yeah.
As
Kyle, can he get any faster?
Yes, he can.
Yes,
up to 6.
He does.
That's one of Kyle's best qualifying of the season, despite winning 2 rounds.
Here we go. Reese now coming across the line. Did he get a faster lap or not? No, he did not.
Quickly from Elite Drivers Racing League. They don't allow you to especially use AI under safety car because it allows you to save fuel and tyres. So that does make sense. So we will definitely, after this race, at least have a big discussion, and I would say it's very likely that it will be banned for using AI mode. And
I don't think we have any grid penalties, but just having a little look. No, a lot of invalidated, but no grid penalties here. Forever Sin saying I got less than 1 wheel over the curb on turn 1 and it got invalidated.
Well, 1 wheel over the curb, then yeah, that would definitely be invalidated because that's cutting the corner.
That was a Schumacher 2012 pole, apparently, from Forever Sin.
You don't know that. That was just Schumacher's final. Well, it technically wasn't a pole position because he had a grid penalty from the previous race. But that is everything from qualifying. Now on the grid, we will all those in the comments of both Twitch and YouTube. Please tell us your top 3 for the finishing order of the race.
Apparently, Joshua's being kicked.
Yeah, we still have quite a big grid, so we're not gonna completely
There's
restart.
a lot of problems with this game. I'm just hoping F1 2020 is a lot better.
Elite Drivers Racing League knows this game. It's very inconsistent. As Josh is back in, but I think it's too late.
And he's back in.
Yeah, that's too late. Actually, could take. No, he's too late. He's not in the list on the right. At this stage, there's no joining.
No.
As we get ready for the formation lap.
Wow, we have a grid. We've got a. What the hell happens there? So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18.
But missing 14, 15, and we're missing 14, 15, which I'm assuming is Josh. And there's the pile up in the background on the formation lap. What are people doing here? It looks like Branny, or was that Kyle? I feel like it's Fairs who's caused it.
It was
Fairs,
Dammers, Godzilla held back. I think they're the only 2 there now.
Good strategy, Elite Drivers Racing League. Wait until near the end of the race to give your predictions. Ooh, straight on. Is that Kyle who's gone straight on? I think Kyle might want to just do a... Oh no, maybe he's just made a mistake. Or maybe he's going to reverse now into the path of the Toro Rosso. Not the best thing to do.
Here
what
we
is Kyle
have...
doing?
We have the real Ryan Bolt saying this will be a great race. I hope it is. I hope it's very eventful and lots of battles. But I hope not many crashes otherwise. Whoa, there's a load of people riding that curve. And then there's a racing point underneath the Renault. I don't know if anybody saw that in the background.
I saw that then, yes. That was very interesting to look at.
Yes.
So quickly to run you through the top 10 on the grid. It is Jarno, James, Manu, Ivan, Fez, Kyle, Branny, Miguel, It's Just, and Godzilla. I went through them very quickly because we're already at Raskas. And my prediction top 3 for the race is James, Kyle, John. I reckon something's going to happen in that middle of the pack, sort of the racing point area. Something's going to happen there, and Kyle's going to survive it, but it's going to hold back a lot of other drivers. As the last driver to form.
It seems that Colpo has got in.
Ooh, that is good. So we're only missing 2 drivers from this grid.
Yep. I think actually a bit more. I don't know. What is?
As we get ready.
I have no clue actually. There we go. The 5 lights up, go up. The lights are out. Oh no, it's a glitch start again.
And listen for the revs. Wait for it. And there we go. Lights out and away we go. Jarno maintains the lead into turn 1 as where will the carnage be? Wheel to wheel for second.
Oh, someone's gone over the curb, I'm pretty sure. And there's a bit of end plate, I think.
They've all survived. They've all survived turn 1. As Racing Point in the air, but that's just flag, which is great. And they've hit again, and there's a Racing Point riding a Renault through Mirabel.
There's more M plates.
There's a Racing Point riding a Renault into the hairpin. Now what is going on with this Racing Point in this Renault? There's a big pile up. Thomas in the air. As at the hairpin. I don't think he's got a bit of a blockage there, and Thomas does have wing damage. He does. Right end plate is missing. As they come into the chicane now. They head through here.
Go.
Is it? Oh, as that is Godzilla cutting it a bit. Reese only in 11th. This could be Reese's chance to shine, get some points.
He's right on the. But and Reese is round.
No.
He just clipped the back of Godzilla, and he just went.
And I believe
Godzilla, I think, hit the wall.
I believe that's my first case of commentator's curse. First of many, I'm sure. As James all over the back of Jarno up the hill.
Torpedo's had to pit as well, along with Miguel and Godzilla.
Thomas has not pitted. I'm thinking that Mercedes aren't going to win the constructors here. They need to outscore Racing Point by 14 points, which was unlikely. But it was possible. But with Racing Point's third and fourth, and James not even in the lead of this, right, as the Renault and Racing Point are still having a party for fourth place. Oh, thank you very much. There, telemetry's up now.
We still have Jarno in the lead, which is, I think, is quite surprising actually.
It's close though, it's so close. As it looks like the Racing Point is
race Okay, from the first 2 laps, we've got a whole page. We've only got warnings so far, no penalties.
Crucially, I believe that is. I want to see an actual clean race this season. I want to see a race with no penalties. I want to see a race where we don't have to spend an hour after the race deciding on whether it is or isn't a penalty. Yeah, quicker this lap, but James is all over the back of him. But it's Monaco. There's nowhere to pass. So, I think...
and there's the commentators.
Our first penalty of the race.
Penalty for Godzilla, multiple warnings.
As this top 5 group, it looks like for the first time... Oh, where's the Racing Point and Renault again? Oh.
What is
happening? As the Renault, and just let's ignore them, because that stuff isn't suitable for kids. As Red Bull into the tunnel. As the Renault all over the back of the Racing Point, sometimes literally. Will it go for the move? Nope. And there is some serious issues with lag here.
Oh,
like,
Jesus.
What is going on?
Yeah.
I'm
trying to keep the stream PG this time. That's just not helping.
As Thomas is missing half his front wing, he's surely going to have to pit.
Yeah.
Reese still on 11th despite spinning lap 1. As Jarno leads the race as the Renault, I wish they'd ghost. Ghosting's bad enough, but the fact that they're half ghosting, half not, is just so annoying, because it's ghosting, you can see it's ghosting, so you can understand, oh, there's lag there. But when they're,
Reese with a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings.
I don't know about you, but yellow 2 sector, and that is a Toro Rosso round at the chicane, and that is Forever Sin. Could that be some possible
Still
damage?
in front of Bunny though. Godzilla with another 3-second time penalty.
If Fairs and Ivan are watching this, please can you maybe separate yourselves a tiny bit so that you're not inside of each other for every single corner. So like try and drive as this, because on your end you may not be inside of each other, but you are for us. As James, he's going to go for the move. Yes, he does. Up the inside of the chicane. He's pushed Jarno off. Jarno forced wide. Did he get any sort of penalty? Doesn't look like it. And I'd have to say that's racing incident. James probably pushed him a tiny bit there. James wasn't fully alongside, so it wasn't necessarily a full overtaking manoeuvre. But as Jarno Jarno's lost part of his front wing. Jarno's just lost his right end plate. This race has just gone mad.
Penalty. Across the pit lane with across the pit lane thingy, you know. You get the drift.
Where's James going to go for his next overtake? Now that Jarno has wing damage, he is not going to be quick enough. Let's go on board with James for a few corners. Let's see how much quicker James is. Because, I mean, if I were James, I would be looking at maybe a move into Mirabeau here. Maybe a bit too far back there. But that's one of the corners where you can maybe spring a surprise on them. Just catch them off guard, and there we go.
Thomas with a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings.
So let's get an onboard view of the, here we go, the Renault Racing
Point
the battle.
Fastest lap 113.6.
Has this Renault Racing Point battle finally ended with Ivan getting ahead? Let's see what happens into this next corner. As he defends, and contact! Oh, the Renault's on 2 wheels. What is going? I can't watch that, I'm sorry. It's impossible to
I'm going to go on board with James here. Is he going to make a move anytime soon?
As they're coming up to lap bunnies, one of the bottom 3 in the championship.
And they got the high... and Godzilla with another 3-second time penalty. I think that's bringing his penalties to 14 seconds now. I did.
John got DRS there, so we have a yellow flag in sector 3. Doesn't look like anything's really happened big there. Can't see anything crazy.
I don't know.
Just for the purpose of this, until Ivan and Fairs are outside of each other, I know they keep changing positions, but I will not watch it because that is not racing. I watch motorsport for the racing. I don't watch like I like wheel to wheel racing. I'm not a huge fan of like your typical rallying because it's all based in the times. And that I like to see actual side by sides going up the inside, going around the outside, and sort of proper overtaking, not being inside each other. So we're ignoring the Fairs Ivan battle. James, is he close enough?
No,
not quite.
He's backed up.
You don't get much closer. I think he's probably saving fuel. I'm just gonna go back on board because then you can't see the racing point battle.
Oh, this is just so close to them.
Branny is all over the back of Kyle at the moment. And Kyle's messed up. Kyle's crashed. Kyle has spun it. Coming out of the chicane. He's now ghosted across the track. Nothing he can do. It's Monaco. And Kyle down to 9th place. Back to Lee's here. I'm going to go on board with Manu. Get the best view of this. Colpo has just passed Miguel into the Nouvelle chicane. As James, he's going to go for it. So close. He's all over the back of him.
Yep. It's just Gianna with his great defending here.
Yeah, it's outstanding. Manu's actually closest to James now. Could we see Racing Point's first win of the season? Probably one of the teams that deserves the win the most that haven't got a win. Because both their drivers are so consistent. Ooh, losing a bit of traction there.
Bonnie's a 3-second time penalty corner cut him.
Losing the rear like Manu just did isn't going to do your tyres much good. And yeah, I'm assuming elite drivers are Ivan and Fairs rather than the stream. But if it is the stream, do let me know. Because I think it's to do with PS4 today, because so many internet issues if it is the stream.
And that's Dammers
crashing at the chicane. He's hit the inside barrier and has gone straight on at the chicane. How is that not a safety car? He's right on the apex of the next corner. And that could get someone a puncture. Meanwhile, in the battle for the front,
Miguel with 3-second time penalty. Well, there has been a few name changes. Godzilla is from Barrow Bulbasaur, just to let you know. Smilett's Kyle is Kyle, obviously. And Miguel is from Mickey's De Winter, so he's now called in the game.
This is not watchable. So I'm just going to watch from Manu's perspective. I thought for a second there that it may have sorted itself, but clearly it's not.
Ivan with a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings.
Ooh, that could be interesting. As Ivan is now behind.
If any of these top, like 4 or 5, they get a penalty, that could be their chances over. Oh, James is so close, but he just can't do it! Oh my god, it's just so close. It's just Jarno blocking off any chance he has.
And Manu, I think Manu's in the position that Fairs was in the last race. Just sitting back, watching the battle. As James into the pit lane, that is a good move there from James, and so does Ivan. Finally, we can actually look at the onboard from the Renault Fairs. Yeah, the thing is, I want to find out whether it's just Fairs' car, whether it's Ivan's car, or whether it's just those two cars together.
Smiley Kyle has got a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings.
As I think the 3 leaders now are going to get really held up, and they're going to lose positions. As Jarno almost crashes.
Oh, James has got a 5-second time penalty for corner cutting. What has happened?
How?
How has he cut anything?
He's just come out of the pits, if I'm correct.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Was the game giving him a penalty for taking the pit lane? Is that what the game was giving him for the pit exit?
Because I'm really confused.
I really think that's a penalty James will be losing at the end of the race. I don't think that's one that will stay.
Yeah.
Because from what I gather, that was a complete racing.
Because from the pit exit, there's no way you can corner cut.
Yeah. Yeah, just to YouTube viewers, I'm no longer able to read your comments because my phone is
Oh
dead.
no, but he's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That is for James.
And that was at the chicane,
Stop.
so that's definitely possible.
Yeah.
If it's Manu staying out, I think Manu needs to try and get that time back that he's lost.
Yeah.
As surely Jarno's going to drop down the order in the pit lane.
Riley is now up to second. Has he stopped yet? I don't think he has.
Not. Let's have a look at the position change. Let's have a look at stops so we know who has pitted and hasn't.
Kyle still needs to pit. Justin, Manu, and Branny still needs to pit.
So basing off pit time.
Oh, there we go.
As wheel to wheel at turn 1, up the hill. Smile, it's Kyle. Wheel to wheel there with Jarno.
Let's go on. Sure. Here we go.
As that is Colpo Grosso all over the back of them. Colpo has pitted.
Quite interesting. Colpo started on the mediums. Well, he's had to
He can't have because he's pitted,
twice.
so
yeah.
he's only pitted once, unless he's pitted onto the mediums from the mediums. But you wouldn't have pitted yet if maybe he had damage. But he must realise that he can't.
You can't take
crash in the tunnel between Colpo and Kyle. I think there's damage to both cars. As now heading down into the chicane, it's Jarno almost getting spun there by Colpo. Oh no, it might have been Miguel there. Sorry, that made my mistake.
By Miguel there.
Yeah, Miguel's the Red Bull that got caught up in that battle then. As Miguel all over the back of Kyle.
James,
I believe these two do talk to each other.
Having a battle for second here. Here we are. Granny still needs to pit, but is up in first now with quite a heavy lead.
Ivan's pitted and has the lead of the race. Ivan has the genuine lead of this race.
Ow.
Racing Point are in the lead for what could be the first time this season.
No.
After James won this championship, as this race starts to dip in form, could he really be the Lewis Hamilton? Because
Granny definitely needs to pit this lap because he's getting chased down by
He's going to come out between the Red Bulls. That's where he's going to come out, which isn't a bad spot really.
No.
In 6th.
Still decent points.
I'll go back to the interval gap so we can see everything. Now everyone is stopped, we'll have a look at the tyres everyone is on. So Manu, quite close to the back of
How is Ivan getting a lead on James?
He did an undercut, but I think James pitted on the same lap, so you must assume maybe he jumped him in the pits. I have to look back at that in the when I do the race highlights.
There you go, Bunny. Dropped all the way back. He's dropped back to in front of John. No, he hasn't. I don't think he has. No, just like as you said, in the middle of the Red Bulls here.
As it is quite close now for 3rd place between Manu and Fairs.
Yes, and finally they're not inside each other.
And I've just noticed James on the hards, Ivan on the mediums. Ooh!
Whoa! And Manu got flicked up by his rear tyre. I don't know if that was a glitch.
I would guess that was the lag that caused that. Because he didn't get any damage from it. Colpo close to the back of Miguel. Just look at the tyres. Can Ivan take mediums to the end? I think no. I think he's on a 2-stop. I think James is trying a 1-stop. It's going to be hard, but I think he's trying it. I don't understand why Moore didn't go for the 1-stop around Monaco. It's much quicker. Don't know about anyone else, but
I think Jarno's gone for the 1-stop as well.
You may be right there.
He's got more chance of it because he's got a 1 lap faster tyre. Reese has also gone with the 1 lap, I think.
He has. I think Thomas pitted way too early for it to happen.
Yeah, I think he did, with his wing damage. I think he just tried to. I think he's gonna have to go with the 2-stop.
As Manu all over the back of Fairs at the moment. Hope that isn't literally.
And Colpo hit the wall there. He's not having the best race of his life, is he? Certainly an interesting one for him.
Is Manu close enough? not quite able to go for it into the chicane. He was 6 tenths back and couldn't go for it. That just shows you what Monaco is like. Now all over the back of... did he tap the wall there? No damage though, by the looks of things.
Jono with 3-second time penalty, multiple warning.
That could
But
be
we
big.
do have to remember, with James, he does also have 8 seconds, but I think we're going to remove that 5 seconds away from him.
As long as James is able to prove that it was given to him illegally. But that's why you record your POV, your point of view, which is crucial in league racing. Owen, are you able to look at the, like last race, are you able to look at the YouTube stream chat as well, please? Because I have no contact.
So, YouTube. Here we are. So, if it decides to load, my iPad is considerably slow.
The battle for third, I believe, may actually be catching the battle for, or may actually become the battle for second. So on softer tyres.
Yeah.
Less than 3 tenths, and we're still way too far back to go for it.
Oh, Kyle right on the back of Thomas here.
Ooh.
Just notice a battle for 10th.
Different compounds of tyres. Much fresher
Kyle,
mediums to old hards. But you might have a look then up the inside. It's bit too much for it. Oh, Kyle, really pushing a lot harder than Thomas at the moment.
Torpedo.
Again, about 3 tenths back and way too far back to go for it. This is the battle for the final points position. I think Reese could be on to getting points here today. He's in 12th at the moment. As Colpo in the pit lane, they're changing his front wing. He's going to the hard tyres. Now I reckon you can take those hards to the end.
Oh, and Thomas has clipped the inside wall and he's hit. I mean, he's had a crash.
And that is half his wing gone.
I would expect that. Yep. That is unfortunate by the Mercedes there.
I'm gonna keep an eye on him, because when you've got damage like that, there's a good chance you'll hit the wall again.
And if I'm with the gap to James, above 1 second there. There's no DRS for James here. Oh, no.
As Manu looks like he may be about to go for the move on Fairs. He was a 10th back and couldn't go for it into turn 1. Monaco, honestly.
What would you like from the Italy Grand Prix? Would you like race results?
Huh?
You asked for me to check the YouTube.
Check the YouTube live stream chat.
Yeah. Okay. Back here.
Anything happening since the since them saying it's lagging a lot? As Thomas and Reese, as Thomas does come into the pit lane, and he's fitting medium tyres. I don't think they'll be able to go to the end of the race. You know, the gap at the lead is more than a second.
Latest, wait, when was the last message you read?
Something about it lagging.
Oh, yeah, Elite Drivers Racing saying it's lagging really bad, bro. Then he's saying P1 James, P2 Jono, and P3 Ivan, and then that again. Yeah.
It's close.
Let me have a look.
There's a yellow flag out on track at sector 2.
Oh, a little tip. If you press triangle, it just hides the UR in it a little bit.
That's very good.
Yeah, that's what I use anyway. It just looks a little bit neater.
Oh, Fairs, wing damage, hit the barrier. Manu up into third place and more damage.
Yep.
Will he be able to break? Oh, so close to going to the back there of
Let's see if he's got
Manu.
any damage here. Yep, he's only got...
Lost both end plates.
He's lost his end plate, yep. Yeah. Okay, what's the latest here then?
As James very close to the back of Ivan's car. Maybe those medium tyres starting to show a bit of wear. As this was the race where if Mercedes wanted to win the Constructors, they needed to have a great finish, and Racing Point to have a terrible finish. And it could not have gone less their way. Thomas is in 12th and has been lapped. And Fairs for the 3-second time penalty. James, for probably the first time this season, since round 3, doesn't look like he's going to be winning this race. He's second, he's close, but I'm not sure if he's close enough. But he is saving, I'm imagining he's also saving some fuel as well. He's definitely saving ERS. As Thomas in the wall. Thomas has got more wing damage.
Reese's 3-second time penalty.
He's staying out now. He's been at the pits many times this race. He's probably had enough of it, got bored of it.
Winston,
Ooh. James, 3-second time penalty. That's 6 seconds now. Now, if I'm correct, I don't think Ivan has any penalties. So, James, if you're listening, overtake quickly.
Yes.
Because you're going to need to.
Fast as you can.
You may be sitting back, saving some fuel, saving some ERS, but if you're not able to pull a 6-second gap in front of him, then you're not going to win this race. And we're only just halfway through now. Well, we're not halfway through now. I'll tell you when we're halfway through. We are now halfway through the race. We got to the halfway point of lap 19, which is the halfway point of the race.
Yeah. As we have some time, and there's not much going on except from the very close James Wells. I've found out for the May PlayStation Plus games, it is Farming Simulator 19. And we are wondering if anyone was interested if we made a YouTube series maybe out of it. Maybe. So, in the Twitch chat, anybody would be interested in watching that on the YouTube account. Sorry, I can't check the YouTube messages, but I can check the Twitch ones. So, if you want to have some input on it or something.
Yeah. We don't expect that you're all going to love watching Farming Simulator 19.
No, but it's just a...
I think it would be a laugh. It would be, it's not a massively enjoyed game. Not necessarily everyone loves it, but with the, with us doing it, then it should be quite funny. I feel. You never know. Maybe we can jump in a tractor race. When I was younger, I used to play it, and I haven't played it for probably about 3 years since I played the game last.
I think I'm not 100% on the PlayStation version, but from before, as I've played it on Xbox, I think you can have mods. So, if we had some like, we could get some like pickup trucks and race them, or we could have some trailers and put them in the back, on the back of the trailer and stuff.
As Reese comes into the pit lane, did he have? Yes, he does have major wing damage, and Reese has thrown away as Cortilla retires, and he's retired the car on circuit. Next car to pass him is going to be the Haas of Smile. It's Kyle. As the car is going to stop off on the left hand side of the track, and we have no safety car. It seems Cortilla has given up all hope in this race. As I hate to say it, but I think Reese has thrown away his only chance at points so far this season. Well, his first big chance at points this season. I know he's came 11th a lot, but this was looking like he was on for another chance at points, and he's thrown it away with damaging his front wing. He's currently behind Thomas. Those two could have a good battle later in the race, to be fair. Sorry the racing has died down slightly, but we're just gonna watch some F1 cars driving around Monaco. Enjoy ourselves. And I think we can... Oh, yellow flag sector 2. And it is the Williams of Reese gone around at the chicane. Is there any wing damage? And there is... I couldn't quite see that time. I think there is some minor wing damage. No, there isn't. Wing is fine. So it looks like he's just maybe clipped that inside barrier with his rear tyre, which is fairly easy to do. As Bunnies has now passed the retired car of Godzilla. As this top 3 battle is getting very close now. The question is, can these guys go till the end of the race? What do you think?
I'm not 100% sure. If they are definitely, the mediums definitely can't. There's absolutely no chance. But it might be a bit of a stretch on the hards, but it's good to have a try at least.
I'm gonna have a look. How long did... Let's look. Race leader Ivan. How long did you on the softs? 7 laps on the softs. Has anyone started on the mediums and not had to pit because of damage? No.
No.
Just the chair.
On this, the 3-second time penalty.
No. And everyone else started on the softs. So, by the looks of things, I would... 7 laps. Let's say they can do... I mean, if they could do triple the distance, which would be 21 laps, they wouldn't be able to do it. So I think it's fair. I think everyone's going to have to pit again. Medium tyre runners, I think, are going to have to pit onto another set of mediums. James, he's going to have to pit onto a set of softs. That is my prediction now. Because if let's say they can, well, so far they've done 14 laps on the medium tyres. The guys who have been on it a long time. Miguel is on his 21st lap of hard tyres. And appears to not be going that quick. Is that an issue there? As we have yellow flags in sector 1. Has Miguel something happened to him after I mentioned him? And yes, major wing damage. I have just had my second case of commentator's curse. I believe he's just hit the outside wall of turn 1, as he's missing a large amount of wing. As Colpo on the back of Kyle. These guys will catch Miguel. Only 2 retirements so far, shockingly only 2 retirements. And sorry to the YouTube chat that we are not seeing you at this point in time. As they're catching Miguel now. As Miguel has let them by. Has he? No, he's fighting Kyle. No, Colpo, sorry, he's fighting Colpo and have held Colpo up. And has forced him off the track. And has hit the wall now. Is he going to block Colpo? It looks like he is. Colpo can't get past. He's giving Kyle a great chance to pull away. Is Colpo going to go for the move? No, he's stuck behind. He's stuck behind Miguel, who now has to come to the pit lane. And that has really held Colpo up a lot. As the top 3 battle continues to just be procession. Just like the 2018 Monaco Grand Prix. I predict these mediums can do, pit lap 6, that brings it down to a 33 laps left, split that in half, that's 16 laps. I think next lap we'll see the medium runners pit. I think it's gonna be soon. That's if it's medium to medium. Whereas if it's medium to softs, then they'll have to go another 7 laps, which isn't going to happen. So I think this could be the lap they pit, or at least the top, the Ivan pits. But if I was Ivan, you can't give James track position because he's clearly quicker on the harder tyres, so they'll be even quicker. And I just think he's gonna. Unless... No, I just had an idea. And just a quick question. Have you got a weather forecast for this race?
No.
It's just that the clouds are starting to look darker above Monaco at the moment. Could these guys all have pitted onto mediums rather than mediums to hards? Because they knew rain was going to be in the race, and that they could do softs to mediums to then the intermediates. That would explain why James went onto the hards, because he was less confident that the mediums could take him far enough into the race. With Manu, because that's the best chance to see the rain. Because currently there is none. There is no rain. But, doesn't mean there won't be any rain. As James was on the back of Ivan through Sector 1 as Fairs has pitted. So, it doesn't seem like... Let's see, what does Fairs go on to?
Another set of medium tyres. Oh, Manu tried an inside of the hairpin, but he didn't quite get it.
James has no damage. Could this be the overtake? No.
If Racing Point got a 1-2 here, that'll be just it'll be over for Mercedes.
Well, it wouldn't be over. They've got a 72-point championship lead. But I think it would definitely hold them as
Manu with a 3-second time penalty. That will affect him heavily.
But remember, James does have 6 seconds worth of penalties that are proper penalties. As next car up the road, I believe, is the Alfa Romeo. No, they can't. But that's Bunny's. Alfa Romeo of Bunny's is the next car up the road, because Branny's too far ahead. As up the hill, will he go for it? Oh, so close to contact. Ivan covered it off. As I thought he might go around the outside then. So close to the lead. Yeah. These drivers are all so close as they head round. They're going to get to a lapped car now. And I mean, let's watch this from Bunny's perspective. He's just driving along, having a good time, when the race leader is trying to go through him. Oh, and he's hit the wall. Less of a good time now. But he has held up James enough to give Ivan a bit of a tiny gap there. 6/10, which, to be fair, is massive around Monaco.
Yeah.
You might as well have a 10-second advantage if that's what you've got at Monaco. Although this race hasn't had much action, as we have a yellow flag in Sector 2, and it is the Mercedes of Thomas. No, it isn't. Who was that? No, I think it was. Has he got wing damage? Yep, yeah, he went straight on at the hairpin. I thought I saw him stop. Then when I went to him, he was moving. But then I noticed the green flag, which said he was going out of the yellow flag zone, so I came off board, and he was missing his wing, so I was right. I did see him stop at the hairpin. Or he already had the wing damage and was just so slow that it caused the yellow flag. James, so close. What is it about this track? All the places where you're able to catch up aren't the places where there's an overtaking zone ahead.
Higher the 3-second time penalty there.
Yeah, back to what I was saying earlier. Although we haven't seen much racing, I still find these races fun to watch. Because it's just how hard it is. Just it makes it, for me, more enjoyable. Because I know I said I like a battle. But I also like to see drivers at the limits, pushing as hard as they can to get the most out of their car, and they have to push so much harder around a circuit like Monaco. They can't, it's not like in Italy where James was able just to sit back, wait until he has an opportunity, as Josh has left the session. I don't think he was in the race anyway, to be fair. Yeah, I think we have 4 retirements, because we had 18 starters. So we must have 4 retirements. But they may have been self-retirements, or maybe they've just left the session or got disqualified. As, again, look at this. As this is the chance. Oh, and he's hit the wall. Coming up the hill. Has James got wing damage? Oh, I need to see. He does. He's missing his right-hand side end plate.
Oh, no. I need to hit it even more.
Doesn't look like any more damage. No, he has got an end plate. He has got an end plate. That is my bad. He has got an end plate. But could that be lime?
Yeah, because of it. Sometimes the visuals are fine, but sometimes for James it could be lime or maybe a light yellow. But
I would be very shocked if there was no damage from him hitting the wall coming up towards Casino Square. As this, although it isn't wheel to wheel, it's drivers pushing the limits. As you have yellow flag in sector 3, and that is the Toro Rosso of Forever Sin, who has lost his left end late.
Okay. And the racing points still aren't lapping, pitting even. What the mediums on? 20 laps.
They can't surely take them 30 laps.
They can't.
There's no way. They must be all either waiting for some wet weather, or because the hards are quicker. Look at James. The hards are definitely the quicker tyre now. If there wasn't anything special on its way, they would have pitted by now. Although, to be fair, it's, I'd say maybe even two laps until you can pit onto the soft tyres. And I think Ivan does know that if he pits before James, James is gonna get the time because he knows James is quicker. No matter what, James is the quickest driver in this league. That's why he's won the championship with 3 races yet left to go. He may not get pole every time, and he may only have 7 of the 9 victories so far this season, but we know for a fact he is the quickest driver. Not always the quickest driver, which is why he doesn't have all pole positions. As another yellow flag in sector 3, and it is the Toro Rosso of Forever Sin, who has crashed out.
And there's a safety car.
Safety car. That has changed everything. They surely have to pit onto the softs. What are the leaders going to do? Ivan stays out. James pits. And Manu pits. Ivan has just thrown away the win.
Oh, and he's serving the 5-second time penalty. No.
So we can't do anything about. We're not going to take time off his time so that he wins the race. So we're not doing.
But he's not exiting. He's not exiting. Why isn't he exiting?
There he goes. Drive through penalty. Manu now has the net lead of the race, unless, I mean, surely there is no way Ivan can take those tyres until the end.
Why didn't he exit on time? I'm so confused.
But there's nothing, we can't, he served the 5-second time penalty. I know it's not necessarily his fault, but we can't take that away. We can't take time off his end of the race. Although, if someone does send a clip, which we would have given a penalty to, we won't give it a penalty because he'd already taken a 5-second penalty he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But not necessarily. I mean, it depends. We're not saying, James, go out there, spin someone, we won't give you a penalty.
No.
But as they now catch the safety car. Now, will they be clean behind the safety car? That's the question. Let's see the front two here is James, now the next car too, as James the only one that had softs. Why hasn't, as he's come for a stop?
Why has he stopped? I'm really confused with what is happening.
This race has just gone mental. I think anything can happen at this stage. As James is now on the safety car train, now it's Branny, the next driver to catch the safety car train. Who hasn't pitted? Ivan, Fez, Colpo, it's just Miguel and Bunnies. All of those haven't pitted after the safety car came out. Branny has got a chance at a podium here if Ivan pits, which I don't think he will at this stage, but surely Ivan can't take those another 7 laps. Yes, it will be less actual wear because of the safety car, but and just to any drivers that are watching this, please go easy under the safety car. We don't want any carnage. Just be good. No.
The one thing which has confused me a little bit is that why has Manu gone to the mediums when there's only 7 laps of the race to go?
I would guess he didn't have any softs left. But then that begs the question, why hadn't he pitted for mediums earlier? So, I don't know. I would assume that's the only reason. Maybe he thought all 9 laps left, better play it safe. But with the safety car, it's going to be short. It'll probably end up. Yes, people like James are going to be a bit on. Their tyres are going to get a bit near the end of their life at the end of at the end of the race. But I don't think they'll be so at the end of their life that he is undrivable and ends up losing them the place.
Oh, that was very close.
I'm watching the cars group up now, so it's Colpo and the lap car of Bunnies who are now joining the back of the train. As that is wing damage for Fairs. Don't know how he's got it, but there's some wing damage there.
With Ivan?
I don't know.
What?
I mean, he's hit something, got damage. So I'm hoping everyone's trying to keep it clean, but that's why I'm focusing on the guys that are catching it, so that I don't have to watch the drivers hit each other, because that isn't realistic. So I'm focusing on the drivers that are actually moving at full speed.
This game is broken.
You keep me updated with the front guys.
Okay. Well, with that Fairs penalty, he was absolutely nowhere near Ivan. He's in 5th.
But he must have hit someone because he got wing damage, so...
Yeah.
And we made that clear that because safety car's on and the drivers wanted safety car on, we're not taking away penalties that are under the safety car. We don't care if someone brake checks you. It's the safety car. People are going to be warming their brakes as a fact of the safety car. So, just be careful. Everyone's careful. Nothing will happen. So, and that's why we haven't had the safety car in all season. And that's why we've only recently added it, because the drivers agreed that they wanted it, and that we wouldn't take away any penalties. We'll happily give penalties if someone's doing something stupid under the safety car, e.g. overtaking, or if someone's come alongside of you, turned in on you and spun you. Yeah, we'll give penalties for obvious, deliberate acts like Vettel and Hamilton 2017 at Baku. We'll give penalties for that, but we won't remove penalties if you accidentally tapped the back of someone and got a severe collision penalty, because it's part of the game. And we'd spend the entire evening, which we're definitely not doing, just removing penalties. Our safety car is in this lap, which gives us 7 laps of racing.
Yep.
Actually, no. 6 laps of racing at the end of this. Can those softs make it the distance? Who will win it? Can those mediums make it the distance on Ivan's car? They must be at the edge of their life, surely. As he accelerates now out of the final corner. Mano has had a bad restart and has held up James. Behind as James, is he going to go for the move? Not quite close enough as Jarno. Jarno and Fairs, wheel to wheel. Fairs just with some wing damage there, caused by a collision under the safety car. As it is wheel to wheel further back in the field. Coming up the hill, we've got some lapped cars here having some fun. Is that some wing damage coming off the Mercedes of Thomas? As it is so close up the front. As James all over the back. How has Ivan got such a good restart with tyres that are so dead? He can't have long left in those before he gets a puncture. He may be able to drive his way to the end, but will he be able to survive his way to the end? Is that Thomas? Is that Thomas? Thomas has spun it at the hairpin. Someone must have gone up the inside of him.
Whoa! Massive collision between James and Manu. I don't know what happened there.
Major wing damage. I imagine James has gone up the inside. And James isn't going to win this. He's got major wing damage. He's missing both end plates, I think. Yeah, he's missing both end plates. I mean, he might be able to get a podium if he's lucky at this rate. But surely there's no way he's going to win this thing. It's going to be a Racing Point 1-2. Unless Ivan gets a puncture.
Yeah. I imagine this. I don't want this to happen, but just imagine. Ivan gets a puncture. Swerves to the left. Manu's on his left. Bang. James up and first.
That sounds like something that would happen in this series. The part I'm referring to is something mad happening, James wins. That's sort of the storyline of this season so far. As Branny's actually dropping back. Has Branny got some wing damage? Yes, he does. Branny's missing an end plate. And that is Jarno now up into...
Oh no, Jarno's going to come in like a swooping eagle. Is he going to
Jarno get James here? He's 2 seconds back. James is still all over the back. Manu has no wing damage yet. James is still all over the back of him.
Oh, I don't know.
This is why we love Monaco. It creates crazy races. Yes, it can create boring races, but it can create madness like this. As the Racing Point's now very close to each other. Surely Ivan doesn't have much life left in those tyres, as DRS is now enabled. As Jarno already gained a full second on the back of James. as Ivan surely now holding up the entire pack as we head through Casino Square.
How?
The top 4. It was the Racing Points, James and Fairs. Now it's the Racing Points, James and Jarno.
Oh.
This race, as Branny isn't gonna, Branny maybe as Sector 3 yellow flag, and that is Thomas. Thomas has gone straight on at the swimming pool section. Back to the leaders though. I think we're going to stay with the leaders until the end of the race now. James, a bit late on the brakes. Nearly hit him then. As the Racing Points, so close to each other. Can Manu do it?
I don't want it. Oh, James does a 3-second time penalty.
James, he's going to drop off the podium. James isn't going to even get a podium here. I don't believe it. James, he's going to throw it all away. He has thrown it all away. As here we go. Could this be the move for the lead here? Is he going to go for it? He's staying behind. He isn't even opening DRS. Why isn't he opening DRS? Have the Racing Points agreed to maintain in position? I mean, I can understand it, because Ivan will drop like a stone if he drops down to second place. Because there's no way those tyres are as quick as that he's making it look. As Jarno, is he going to look? He's had a look up the entire. He's hit minor contact. Doesn't look like any wing damage. As this is utter madness. As Branny's coming back into the fight now. As everyone in the top 5 is 6 tenths away from the person in front of them.
Sorry guys, I hit him with my. Oh, it's so close. I'm just waiting for it. If I'd get punched and hit Manu. They're so close together. It's just
the Racing Points must be in agreement not to pass each other. There is no way that they're actually. I think they are. I think I know what's happening. This is like Jordan 1998 Belgium Grand Prix. They haven't won a race this season, so they're going to focus on getting the win. They're just going to focus. Jordan had a 1-2 after all the top guys crashed out. Racing Point have got a 1-2 after a lot of the other top guys have crashed out. But he has opened DRS this time, so I could be all wrong. But he's closed it again. He is. There he's holding position. The Racing Points are holding position now. He opened DRS and then closed it. There's no way you would do that unless you were holding position. I think Manu is just purely using DRS to defend from James at this stage. As, I mean, it will all be worthless if everyone gets a puncture. Maybe they agreed that Manu, because if they both pitted under the safety car, then Manu would have got held up and dropped down the order. They must have agreed that Manu will pit, and then Ivan takes lead the race, hold up the field, let Manu get up into second place, and then hold position. As this race is outstanding.
I wish we could know what the percentage damage were.
Yeah, the wear on those tyres. There's no way, surely no way. As now, that all makes sense now why James is keeping up with missing 2 end plates. Because the guys in front are on dead tyres, hold position. Thomas with a 3-second time. Look, this time, as Manu, look, he could go for the move, the open DRS, for sure. Is James going to go for it? No, how has he avoided contact there? This is amazing stuff here. The Racing Points are putting on an amazing show in defence. Racing Points are just working. Jarno and is surely the only one that can disrupt it. Is Jarno? No, has a look but doesn't go for it. James, with his wing damage, isn't going to be able to challenge. It's Jarno. If Jarno can get up into... This is the last lap of the race. Jarno has to do it now. Jarno has to go for a move to get the podium, to have any chance at this win here. Because James isn't going to do it.
Because he's got tons of penalties, hasn't he?
Jarno, will he go for the move into the chicane? Surely he has to go for it. And he doesn't. As James almost hits the back there of Manu. These drivers are fighting so hard. I've never seen, as James tags the barrier there, you can't push much harder, as the Racing Points towards Raskas.
How have they done it? How have they done it?
Racing Point, as James almost spins there on the exit of Raskas for Anthony Noakes. Racing Point, Racing Point, first, second. Branny's won it. Branny's won it on penalties. Branny's won it on penalties. Oh my!
What?
Branny has won the race on penalties for Alfa Romeo.
God.
James down to
Oh
6th. The race concludes after
my.
such a strong effort. Only 2nd and 3rd. Branny,
How
for the
the
first time
hell has he
since
done
round
that?
2, James doesn't get a win, doesn't even get on the podium.
How? I'm sorry. Oh wait, I'm gonna check that.
So,
If it's gone blue screen.
just to reiterate, Alfa Romeo, Branny,
Yes,
for
what
the
a
first
finish.
time this
What
season,
a
have won
bloody finish.
the race.
What
Oh.
a bloody finish.
That
Oh.
there is why we love Monaco.
Oh.
Mercedes had very little points and Racing Point with quite a lot, despite not winning it. The Constructors' Championship will get a bit closer. And Branny, for the whole season I've said he gets good qualifying but can't deliver in the race. He has delivered in the race. What a driver.
Jesus. Oh my God. I'm definitely making a post about that.
Look at that. Everyone apart from Branny had penalties.
My God, a clean race.
Everyone apart from Dammers and Branny had penalties. That there, I reckon, that finish there tops the Monaco 96. Because that finish was like no other. Torpedo League. If you don't watch every race, that is why you should. You don't get that in other leagues.
Look at all the penalties and warnings. Look at them all.
So many. And you know what? I don't think I'm to touch these results. I don't want to touch these results. I don't think we should give any post-race penalties. Unless anything is obviously someone taking someone out. I don't think we should do it if it's anything, if it could be slightly regarded as a racing incident, then it will be. Because that there was a race. That there is Formula 1. That there is motorsport. And that there is the end. Thank you everyone for watching the Torpedo League Monaco Grand Prix. I hope you enjoyed, because I certainly did. And until next time, goodbye.